Means school's out for a lot of kids, of course,
Yeah.
and training for their favorite sports can go into overdrive.
All that training can bring a risk for injuries, though. And this morning, Xavier men's soccer coach Andy Fleming is here with some better ways to train for those kids' sports this summer. Andy, good to see you.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in. So I guess one of the first questions is if kids are going to play sports, especially in the summertime when they might be playing more, how do they prepare their bodies for, what their bodies are going to take?
When I was getting ready to do this, I thought, oh, it's basic things, but I think I'm always surprised at how many families don't know. And I think the basics are hydration, sunscreen, but I also think knowing where you're going, read the weather report, know what the facility's like. If you're going to a camp, is there swimming, is there indoor activity, or are you just outside in the field all day? And probably calling ahead and asking questions, particularly with a camp, or if you're going to a tournament, what is that facility like, what's the weather report like, and just probably preparing a little bit rather than going into it blind.
Okay.
You're seeing athletes that are really physically at their prime, for the most part. When you're talking about younger kids, you're talking about fatigue. We were just talking during the commercial break of how early is too early to specialize. Should be playing lots of different sports, and how important it is to just do things that aren't necessarily organized, to just get out and play sometimes.
The two words that come to mind are sport, not sports or a sport, just sport, and then play. And I think unorganized play is important. My son will play soccer golf in our neighborhood where that tree's the hole, and we'll have we'll tee off and we'll try to get there. They'll play soccer tennis and they'll go over a garbage can. And I think you're playing soccer, but there's not an organized activity. Kids don't know how to pick their own teams anymore. Kids don't know how to problem solve. They don't know how to make their own rules. So I think there's some human development component of just playing on your own. And I think, it's a race and you don't want to get left behind, but I also think it's important to diversify. And I think if you do that, you'll probably come back to what you love.
Yeah. How should kids train differently at different ages?
Well, I think early on, I've read leading sports psychologists say with youth is, do you like it? What are you passionate about? Okay, and how hard are you working? So applaud effort. Don't talk to your kids about their performance, but are they engaged? Are they following directions? Are they working? And then I think probably around age 12, you're starting to focus a little bit. You're looking for consistency. Anybody out there who has a young child, they're going to be wildly inconsistent. I've learned that. That's proven, through studies. So, and then probably age 12, the race starts to heat up a little bit, and you're starting to get ready for the middle stages of junior high, which segues to high school, and high school is really where you probably don't have to specialize, but you probably want to have a better idea of what you're looking to do in college.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I think about with young kids too is at some point there's going to be the kid over there playing in the dirt. You know what I mean? And at a certain age, that's probably still okay, because I've been out there, you'll see, I'm talking 5, 6, 7, where parents are sort of right at the beginning, and that seems awfully early for that kind of, not necessarily passion, because you want your kids to be passionate about things, but that kind of intensity to a sport.
It's a marathon. It's a marathon, and I think my daughter Quinlan is a dancer and likes gymnastics, and she plays soccer and really doesn't get in there. And I learned that I have to let her do what she wants to do, but there's a lot of time, and I think the important thing is to support them unconditionally and understand that there's a lot of time. And really, if you want to be an elite athlete, no different than academics, you probably need a baseline now and kind of a foundation, but ultimately you're going to be defined collegiately or your future basically by high school and probably the middle of junior high. So there's plenty of time for the young families.
And do families just need to realize my kid probably is not going to be a professional in most cases? Yeah.
3% go to Division I and play for me, or at least at the scholarship level, and then even smaller percentage go from that. And on a world level, I always say we have guys on our team from New Zealand, from Norway, from England.
Wow.
It's a big world.
Yeah.
It's very competitive, and everybody's after the same thing. And I think ultimately you're trying to develop life skills, accountability, taking criticism, working with others, adaptability through sport. They're going to allow you to become a good citizen, a good parent, and probably a good employee.
Thank you, Andy, so much.
They're wrapping us up, but very quickly, how you feel about your team?
I love our team. Yeah, we'll be back next year, and
great.
Great group of guys that does great academically, and that's why we win games.
Awesome. And we have a link, by the way, to different camps and those kinds of things located on local12.com under the Get It link. Thanks so much, Coach. We appreciate your time this morning.